Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
Thanks to you. faithfully standing with us, you are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Will be alphabetical order by last name. Ah, there we go. That makes sense, right? You guys have the box. Only Salix in front of you. Okay. Come on. You want me to? Salix, John B, Tyler Eldridge, Jimmy Hall, Elijah Harder.
well, I mean, they're not going to be looking at you in the picture, but you're going to get a perfect shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, today Rose Home would like to take a moment to recognize our 9 men's soccer seniors. This talented group seeks its 5th HCAC regular season championship in the last 6 years this fall, and hopes to qualify for its 3rd consecutive HCAC tournament. This senior class has seen overwhelming success with an overall record of 45 wins, 17 losses, and 11 draws, and an HCAC record of 29 wins, with just 2 losses and 3 draws. Today's first senior is Salik Ahmad. Salik has games, 15 starts, and 1,384 minutes played. The two-time academic All-HCAC selection, also earned CSC Academic All-District Honors in 2023. The computer engineering major from Plainfield, Indiana, has been named to the Dean's List multiple times during his time at Rose-Hulman. Salik is joined today by his brother Salah Ahmad and his friends Landry Kimmery and Rashid Salim. Ladies and gentlemen, Salik Ahmad.
Well, stick with him because he's going to go do his poses, his pictures, whatever.
Today's second senior is John Biederstadt. John has appeared in 47 games and made 45 starts with a career record of 27, 11, and 7 in goal. The HCAC Tournament MVP and All-HCAC selection in 2023. Currently ranked 2nd in school history with 21 career clean sheets. 3rd with 25 wins in goal. 5th with 0.81 goals allowed per game. And 11th with 140 saves. The mechanical engineering major from Indianapolis, Indiana, is the Interfraternity Council Chair and a member of the Judicial Board for the Phi Gamma Delta fraternity. He is also a Dean's List honoree and an admissions team ambassador. Following graduation, John plans to start his career in the defense industry. John is joined today by his parents, Randy and Betsy Biederstadt, and his sister, Susan. Ladies and gentlemen, John Biederstadt. Today's 3rd senior is Tyler Eldridge. Tyler's made 65 appearances with 22 starts as a fighting engineer, with career totals of 10 goals, 17 assists, 37 points, and 2 game-winning goals. His 17 career assists currently rank as the 11th most in school history. Following graduation, the mechanical engineering major from Louisville, Kentucky, plans to most likely be an engineer. Tyler is joined today by his parents Donald and Mary Eldridge and his brother Matthew. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Eldridge. Today's 4th senior is Jimmy Hall. Jimmy has made 31 career appearances with 5 starts as a fighting engineer. The two-time academic All-HCAC selection has tallied career totals of 2 assists, 2 points, 6 shots, and 847 minutes played. The mechanical engineering major from West Des Moines, Iowa, is a Dean's List honoree, a Hemingway scholar, and a member of the Triangle fraternity. Jimmy is joined today by his parents Jim and Lisa Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Hall. Today's 5th senior is Elijah Harderson. Elijah has appeared in 56 career games with 48 starts during his 4 years as a fighting engineer. The second team All-HCAC selection in 2023 has tallied career totals of 13 assists, 13 points, and 3,810 minutes played. The chemical engineering major from North Aurora, Illinois, is a member of the Triangle fraternity and a multiple-time Dean's List honoree. Elijah is joined today by Carla and Deneric Harderson. Ladies and gentlemen, Elijah Harderson. Today's 6th senior is Gabe Kruger. Gabe has appeared in 42 career games with 1,010 minutes played and 3 goals scored as a fighting engineer. A chemical engineering major from New Albany, Indiana, is a tutor for the Ask Rose Court Helpline and a member of the Triangle fraternity. Following graduation, Gabe will be working as a materials engineer at Samtech Incorporated in New Albany, Indiana. Gabe is joined today by Lisa and Ryan Kruer. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabe Kruer. Today's 7th senior is Julius Salinas. Julius has appeared in 79 career matches with 68 starts and 4,776 minutes played. He also earned all HCAC honors in 2022. Civil engineering major from Bakersfield, California, is a member of the Triangle fraternity and a multiple-time Dean's List honoree. Julius is joined today by Joe Salinas and his mother. Ladies and gentlemen, Julius Salinas. Today's 8th senior is Michael Trent. Michael's appeared in 15 games in goal, with 11 starts as a fighting engineer. He has a career record of 7 wins, 2 losses, and 3 draws, with 4 clean sheets, and just 1.08 goals allowed per game. The computer engineering major from Fairfax, Virginia. He's joined today by his friends Andrew Mills and Simmer Dillon. Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Trent. Roosevelt would also like to honor their 9th and final senior, Peter Jacobs. Jacobs, a 2-time HCAC All-Academic Team honoree, has appeared in 36 career games with 6 starts and 1,263 minutes played. The civil engineering graduate student from Salt Lake City, Utah, is a member of the American Society of Civil Engineers, the Nobel Scholar Program, Engineers Without Borders, and the Triangle Fraternity. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Jacobs. Let's have one more big round of applause for our 2024 men's soccer team members.
All of your walk-ons on RHIT.TV. Mics are hot.
Welcome into our RHIT.TV broadcast between the Mount St. Joseph Lions and the Rose Holman Fighting Engineers. Let's thank our title sponsors, starting with Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passion to care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Bertner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the sports page every day with update news from coast to coast. Log on at IndianaSRN.org and click on our tab. Rose Holman, Mount St. Joseph, Take 2. The Rose Holman women just dropped a 1-0 contest, and now the men will look to win their 5th in a row as they take on the Mount St. Joseph Lions in a Heartland Conference battle. We thank you for being a part of our RHIT.TV broadcast today. I'm Sam Cinder alongside Graham Nash. It's a history of dominance for the Rose Holman Engineers. They haven't had a losing season since 2004 and have lost just 2 conference games since 2018. So Graham, in a season that has been as dominant as their track record, what is at stake today?
They're trying to clinch the #1 seed in the HCAC conference. They can do so with a win. If they tie, they clinch a first-round bye. However, they would have to then not lose their next 2 matches to win that conference title. So what they really are trying to do today, just walk away with the 3 points. That's the big goal. If you can walk away, you control your own destiny, you get the 3 points, you win the title, and you move into the tournament with a ton of momentum.
Stay fresh, stay ready for the tournament. How about on the other side for Mount St. Joseph? They come in conference at 2-4-1 for the season, 4-10-1. On their side, still a chance to make it, but slim chance. What's the deal for them?
Well, Mount St. Joseph, they haven't been in the top half of the HCAC table since the 2016 season when they went 10-6-3, 5-3-1 in conference play. So they are trying to claw their way back into this conference standing and get into that upper half. They currently have 7 points on the season in conference play. Bluffton, who's in 4th, are just 3 points ahead of them. So a win here today would launch them into that tie for 4th. And then from there, they've got some more room to climb if and when they can. So MSJ, they're trying to make history and finally get into that upper half of the HCAC table for the first time in 8 years.
A few teams in between them will have to pass Manchester, Anderson, Berea, and Earlham. We'll take a moment to recognize the national anthem.
Rose Holman Fighting Engineers. At this time, the starting lineups first for the visiting Mount St. Joseph Lions.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
575 of them from 40 states and 19 countries, with a record-breaking number of applications. Did you forget about Rose's outstanding class of 2023 and how 99% of the graduates have landed a position in their dream fields, graduate school, or the military?
The renovations to Munch Hall are finally complete, so I'm sure he'll have plenty to eat at the updated Munch Cafe by the new Living Mall.
We just broke ground on a new residence hall that will be ready for fall 2025.
We celebrated a record-breaking homecoming with more than 2,000 alumni, students, and friends commemorating the 100th anniversary of the bonfire with our first ever drone show. We also welcomed 267 employers for our fall career fair. And perhaps the greatest gift of all, the Wall Street Journal named us one of the top 20 best colleges in America, and U.S. News & World Report named us the #1 undergraduate engineering college. You can be a little old for a lot of things, but you're never too old or too far away for Rose-Hulman. 2023 was a year of adventurous journeys, of coming together, of growth. No matter how far away you roam this holiday season, you will never be truly alone as long as Rose is your home.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Rose-Hulman about to kick off. Let's look at some of the key players in this matchup. And starting with Rose-Hulman, how about the freshmen carrying them, Graham? They're three leading scorers, all freshmen.
Yeah, they've had a fantastic freshman class. Eli Miller, Cameron Hanna, two names that come to mind. However, Eli Miller not starting here today. Cameron Hanna is. Both of those two lead this team in goals with 5. Cameron Hanna, he is a 2-time HCAC Player of the Week this season. He has just been absolutely fantastic. And so those two will definitely be players to watch. Landon Kangas, also a fantastic freshman. He is starting today for Rose-Hulman. And like you said, they've really been leaning on those freshmen, especially on the offensive side. So it'll be interesting to see exactly when Eli Miller is going to come in and make his charge. But Cameron Hanna is leading the way.
And you mentioned Eli Miller. Let's not forget about Ryan Shapiro, who also is with 5 goals. 25 freshmen. That's 50% of their roster.
Yeah. Ryan Shapiro, he has been fantastic as well. Leads the team in points with 13. Also first in shots on target at 12. He, however, is also not getting the start today, but we'll definitely see him check in soon.
And Graham, obviously a tie would do it for Rose-Hulman. A win puts them all by themselves. Is there any thought of resting some starters, keeping the legs fresh in a matchup against a Mount St. Joseph team that isn't the strongest?
I think definitely. I think that's why we're not seeing 2 of their leading goal scorers starting. I mean, Hanna, he's been fantastic, so you definitely want to put one of those freshmen in, but that's also the good news, is they're freshmen. They're young. They've got good young legs, so they can really put the pedal to the metal when they want, but I definitely think that there is strategy there from Rose-Hulman, trying to keep as many of those young guys fresh as they can.
Salinas slings it over to Borger. And now Harderson. Stylistically, Graham, the Rose-Hulman men's team very similar to the women in that they're a defensive group. They have the same amount of goals scored as Mount St. Joseph at 22, but it's the goals allowed that catches your attention.
Yeah, the fewest goals allowed in the HCAC conference with 14. They also only have the 6th most saves, however. So really, it's that defensive line, the keepers for Rose-Hulman. Today, John Biederstedt in goal. They haven't necessarily had to do much. That's why their save numbers aren't that high. It's just because their back line has been so unbelievably strong. And like you said, that's their identity. That is really what they lean on as a team.
Goal kick there for Aaron Smith. And on the other side, the goals allowed for Mount St. Joseph has been the problem. 48 they've allowed. So offensively, they can keep themselves in it, but just allow too many to really stand a chance.
Yeah, they're only 3 behind Berea for the most goals allowed in the HCAC with that number. But really, their offense has been strong. They've scored the 3rd most goals in the conference this season at 24. They're only 1 behind the 2nd most, which is currently Transy with 25. So their offense has been phenomenal. It's just the defense for Mount St. Joseph that's been lacking and that they need to step up today to get a win and try to get into that playoff.
Mount St. Joseph with possession. Pressure from Salinas. It'll be a goal kick. Goalkeeper matchup. Aaron Smith for Mount St. Joseph. Mentioned Biederstedt. John Biederstedt for Rose-Hulman. Out of play and a throw-in for the Fighting Engineers. High, long throw and controlled very well over on the far sideline. That's Eldridge. Too many men over there for the Lions. And another throw for Rose-Hulman. More sharp throw this time, again to Eldridge. Works it over to Hannah. It's a cross, looking for Harderson. Willis Johnson with it. Battle here at midfield, and Johnson loses it. It'll be a throw-in for Rose-Hulman.
Rose-Hulman really holding possession, trying to push the pace. That is what they do very well, as they constantly put pressure on their opposing defenses, even though their defense is really their strong suit. But they just do such a good job of holding that ball and creating chances.
Reynolds Farm Equipment is a leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give a call today, 317-849-0810. Mount St. Joseph, the back line controlling. Yeah, my bad. A little slower pace, Graham, than we saw. It was very fast the first couple minutes, but the two have slowed down. But now here's Salinas looking for Eldridge. It's too far past him, and a slide from Aaron Smith.
Yeah, Sam, I think that's just more common of the men's game in general. They do a lot more possession. They hold it. They don't send nearly as many long balls. And so we're going to see that a lot more, just passing around the defensive side, trying to work something up the middle or maybe get a pass and switch sides then. But there isn't as many of those long balls, so it's going to be sitting at a slower pace, especially it looks like Mount St. Joseph, they're trying to create some good defensive just vibes right now, honestly. They're running what looks like a 3-4-3, and so that defensive line, they really need to be stout, especially when that midfield is spread up a little bit more. So MSJ, they've got their hands full for them, especially if they stay in this formation, but going to see a lot slower of pace, that's for sure.
And is Rose-Hulman satisfied with that style of play?
They definitely can be. I mean, we talked about it. Rose-Hulman, they're also a defensive team. They're more in a 4-3-3, though.
Kangas sideline is able to gather, but can't keep it in. It's a goal kick chance there along the far sideline. That's a couple of them now. You know, Mount St. Joseph controlling possession, but it's been in their defensive third. Rose-Hulman, when they've had possession, it's been the same thing. They've had turnovers on Mount St. Joseph in the defensive third. That's where they've had chances. Nothing on goal, but Mount St. Joseph struggling to get the ball downfield.
Yeah, and that's really going to be tough for the Lions as the day goes on, because if Rose-Hulman decides all of a sudden that they want to apply pressure and the entire game is played in Mount St. Joseph's defensive half of the field, Rose-Hulman's just going to have so many chances.
Eldridge through the middle. There's Kedzier. Kedzier still with it. Back to Hardinson. Camerahana crosses in, and it's too far. Kangas tries to put it back in, and Mount St. Joseph will clear.
And that's what the Lions want to avoid, the constant pressure and opportunities from Rose-Hulman, but they're going to it quickly. Not a good sign for the defense of the Lions.
Over to the near side, Hardinson again. And now a turnover. And Mount St. Joseph thought they had Diedenhofer, but too far. Just a clearance. And back the other way is Borger. And it's more the same for Mount St. Joseph in that defensive third. And again, a turnover.
And that's what's going to happen, is if Rose-Hulman decides to pressure more when the defensive half just is passing it around, then there's going to be those giveaways. So Mount St. Joseph, they've got to create earlier.
Looking for Kangas. Do we a throw-in? Eldridge in the 18, now out. Salinas. Long cross field to Hardinson. And a fine defensive play. Ball still being battled for, and now it's back in Rose-Hulman control.
Defense for Mount St. Joseph starting out hot early in this contest. How about Willis Johnson? A great effort there to get in front of his offensive player. Just get his body out in front, make sure that he couldn't get a cross in. That is going to be really big for an MSJ defense that has been struggling this season.
So first corner of the match. It will be Salinas to take it, 4 assists this season. It's up, header, no good. Strong chance there, looking for Jacob Pohl, but too strong.
That was about as good of a look as Pohl could have asked for on that corner kick opportunity. It was a pretty wide lane to the keeper in Smith, but he just couldn't quite square it and went wide.
And for the most part, he was by himself there.
Yeah, exactly.
Not contested.
He just couldn't get that proper connection.
Nafre controls for the Lions.
That's more of what MSJ needs to do. They've got to get that ball up into the midfield more, not just let the defense pass it around, because if Rose-Hulman pressures, then the defense is going to be in trouble. Now, they're just trying to tire out the Fighting Engineers. That's what this really does. But if the Fighting Engineers get any kind of pressure on the defensive line, that's when things get troubling.
But again, look, as soon as they get to the midfielders, the two-man pressure, and it's just back to the line. Defensive third. Had pressure from Rose-Hulman working to a T here early. Some pressure from Diedenhofer, but the Fighting Engineer is able to avoid it. And now they possess, working downfield, long ball, looking for Cameron Hanna. And he's able to control, will work it back. Cutting in. Able to evade a man. Into Eldridge. Eldridge a spin. And he's dispossessed. Foul, it's on Eldridge. And it'll go the other way.
Good early look there for Rose Holman. Hanna had a great move, created some space, but just couldn't get it to enough numbers. Rose Holman needs to crash the box a little bit more in that situation.
Our broadcast is sponsored by Morales Group Staffing. We're in a business to create a better future for you, for your family, and for the community we share. We can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Call us today, 317-472-7600. Cameron Hanna over Aaron Smith, 1-0 Rose Holman.
Well, we knew it was coming, Sam. It was just a question of when. Cameron Hanna with 6 goals on the season to lead the team. That is exactly what they wanted, and it was a beautiful individual effort. He did such a good job there of controlling the 50-50 ball and then getting a clean strike on it straight through the hands of Aaron Smith. That is as good of a start as Rose Holman could have asked for in this contest.
And so it's the same question we posed during the women's game, a little different because Mount St. Joseph, a weaker opponent, Rose Holman less concerned, and they don't even have to lose, or they don't even have to win, they can tie. But the question still remains, do they remain aggressive, or do they put the brakes on?
It's a tough one because my original thought was you park the bus because Rose Holman, they've got such a strong defense, but it's still so early in the game, and they have just controlled every aspect of this contest so far. So I think they keep pressuring until Mount St. Joseph shows them that they should park the bus.
And on the flip side, Mount St. Joseph, they have to win. They have to win their 2 final games to even have a chance, and even still they'll need help from opponents to make the Heartland playoff. How much does an early goal from Rose Holman impact their game plan and their aggression?
Well, it's a brutal blow, that's for sure. We heard words of encouragement from the sideline telling their team that they're all good. They've been in this spot. They know what to do. So it sounds like they're largely sticking to their game plan. They're not going to let that early goal rattle them. And we've seen them own possession pretty well in this first half. They just haven't gotten it past the halfway line into their attacking third. So really, now is the first chance that they've had. They need to move this upfield and try to get things out of their defensive half.
Agumang working with Willis Johnson. There's Nafre, and they'll go to the far sideline. Burke loses it, and the Engineers will have a throw-in.
And that's what Mount St. Joseph can't have. They need to have the clean passes. They can't be missing their long balls. This is the toughest matchup that they might have all season long, and so everything needs to be perfect if they want to come out with 3 points.
Long throw, and Hanna somehow is able to control it. A short cross in, and Michael Smith is there defensively for the Lions. Now working the other way. Luis Martinez-Velez on a couple defenders. Through the legs, Martinez-Velez. And Rose Holman able to recover, but an individual effort there from Martinez-Velez trying to do it himself.
Yeah, what a move. He's got some fancy dribbling skills, that's for sure, the grad student. I mean, that was just as clean as it comes. A little stutter step and right back through. I mean, I think that would have fooled anyone. I definitely am going down in that situation.
Slight miscue there from Willis Johnson, and taking it away is Kedzier. Peter Jacob to Salinas. Far sideline for Kangas. He'll kick it out for a goal kick. We're actually out on that sideline, that far sideline, so a throw-in in Mount St. Joseph's own defensive third.
Landon Kangas, he made a great run there all the way from his left back position, trying to swing it around and get a cross in, but the pass just a little too strong. but that was all created again by great defense in the midfield from Rose-Hulman.
You know, Graham, one thing I want to note, and part of this is a correlation to Rose-Hulman being such an elite academic school, number 1 in the country for engineering, number 17 in the country. So they get students from all over, not only the country, but the world to come to their institution. So you look at the soccer team as just part of that whole culture, and they have students, 18 different states represented on this team and 2 different countries.
Yeah, it's impressive what they've been able to draw.
Set piece Salinas working with Kruer. And a save by Aaron Smith to force a corner.
And that ball was probably going out. Didn't need to get a hand on it from Smith, but better safe than sorry. It was a strong header. Just a little too close for comfort, and Smith wanted to make sure that got out.
So here's Salinas again trying to set up something there in the middle. Up to get it was Hannah, but well defended by Mount St. Joseph. Chance again for Salinas. He's into the middle. Headerton off the hand of Aaron Smith. Cameron Hannah, his second of the game. It's 2-0.
Cameron Hannah, so strong on these set pieces. Just right in the right place at the right time. Smith got a hand on it, but just couldn't get it outside of the net. 2 goals in the opening 15 minutes, or 17 minutes of this contest. Cameron Hannah, now 7 on the season, leading the team. The freshman's been impressive, but such a great start in a match that hopefully will clinch the HCAC conference for the Fightin' Engineers.
Willis Johnson working. This is the farthest that Mount St. Joseph has gotten down the field. It's going to be a throw-in. Here's the throw. Martinez Velez. And Kangas has it. Pressure from the Lions, but able to avoid it. Now streaking down the field. They have Hannah open. Will there be a cross? No. Creek. Not a ton of room. That's out. Looks like a throw-in.
Creek just holding on to that for a little too long. Like you said, he had Hannah just bolting down the center of the pitch. And if he crossed that way earlier, he may have been able to make a run. But either way, another good opportunity on this far side for Rose-Hulman.
There's the throw in. Eldridge near the 18. He'll push it back. And now they'll work across the middle. Pull to Hardinson. Into the middle. And Eldridge not quite. Didn't have the touch there. I mean, this has been dominance from Rose-Hulman.
Yeah.
Nearly 3-0, but just wide. I mean, they've controlled all the chances.
And that was a beautiful ball from Elijah Harderson. I mean, first touch, just sending that as powerfully as he did. And that was fantastic. And yeah, I mean, everything working for Rose-Hulman right now. They look so comfortable, so calm, like they know they belong here, and like they're ready to take what's theirs.
And at this point, now you're up 2-0, not quite. I don't know if you're comfortable yet. Rose-Hulman probably feeling as though they're the better team. And at this point, we mentioned this earlier, when do you say, well, let's put the brakes on? With a win, we've clinched everything. We don't want to risk injury. We want to just get right. When does this become in the get right territory?
I think you're in it right now. I mean, you're up 2. Rose-Hulman could easily park the bus at this point, but not sure if they want to. I mean, they're at this point kind of toying with their food, it seems like. They just keeping the pressure on, trying to get as many as they can. And so I would say that if they don't keep the pressure off this half, it's likely going to be after the break when they decide to park the bus.
Hardinson trying to find Kedzier, but too far. And rolled out by Aaron Smith. RHIT.TV is presented by Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermakers Local 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Union Local 374 to do your job right the first time. Kedzier off the foot of Nafre. Throw in here. Borger to throw it in. Long throw, looking for Hannah. Quick one touch over to Hardinson, but can't find Eldridge. Looks like they're just toying with offensive sequences that they want to test out for future matches.
That might be exactly right. I mean, they're so aggressive right now, really just trying to waltz, I would say, into their regular season title. But clearly MSJ, they're trying to keep pressure on. They just haven't been able to get things into their attacking side.
Kicked high up in the air. And it's Kedzier kicking it out. Throw in here. Willis Johnson.
It's like a high fly ball. Deep center field. That one went so high.
There's been a couple of those in this one.
There has. They're fueling their inner October.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than October. We have World Series baseball. We got Indiana, Washington today.
Yeah.
Some soccer, some basketball, some hockey. I mean, October is the month for sports.
I would agree with you there.
My birthday's today. Let's go.
First good chance of possession we've seen for MSJ in their attacking third. That's what they need to do more of. So that could be a sign that Rose-Hulman might be trying to park the bus a little bit more, but it could just be they want to keep the ball in their offensive half as much as possible. But when it does get to Mount St. Joseph in the defensive, they're going to park the bus.
Tough tackle there by Budke, but foul called. And Graham, this is a similar talking point, but at what point do you say, well, we have 50 players on our squad. When do we get, I know there's plenty of freshman contributors for Rose-Hulman, but when do we get those other guys in?
I think pretty soon here.
Kangas, good chance, and a save by Aaron Smith. Kicked out of play, it'll be a corner.
Beautiful save from Smith. That was really impressive dive. But to answer your question, I think it's probably going to come within the last 15-10 minutes of this second half, and then depending on how those 15 minutes go and how well Sean Hellowell, the head coach of the Rose-Hulman squad, feels they play, they could just start the second half.
Salinas with the corner up was Hole. I mean, he got way up there.
Yeah.
Too high over the crossbar.
That was unbelievable vertical.
I mean, Pole has been the guy they're trying to get the ball to on those corners, 6'1". I mean, how about Will Bell, though? He's not in the game, 6'5".
Yeah, they've got some serious height.
Just over 20 minutes to go in this first half. Rose-Hulman leads 2-0. Both goals coming from Cameron Hanna, the freshman. Coming the other way, Martinez Velez trying to find Budke, cannot. And now a boot to get it out of Rose Holman's defensive third and back towards midfield.
And Sam, this is the third time this season that Cameron Hanna has scored multiple goals in a game. He had 5 goals on the season coming into this contest. 4 of those 5 goals were in 2 games.
So more multi-goal performances than single-goal performances.
That's exactly right. When he scores in bunches.
Throw in Nafre, too tall. And another toss. Hunter Garland was a substitution. He came in trying to work Mount St. Joseph, get anything going offensively. Cameron Hanna, good ball, looking for Eldridge. Not quick enough to get there. And a foul called. Pushed Valentine down. Otherwise would have been clean space for Eldridge with just the goalie to beat.
Yeah, good try, good room again. Clearly Rose Holman's still going to try to put pressure on Mount St. Joseph, but if anything, that's just going to be to keep MSJ out of Rose Holman's defensive half.
So, Graham, we mentioned the freshman contributors and Cameron Hanna specifically, but it's so different looking offensively for Rose Holman this year than last year. In 2023, Matthew Schwartz had 4 goals, Kedzire had 3, Salinas 2, Kruer 1. And this year, the majority of those guys have become more of assist guys rather than goal scorers, particularly Salinas, Matthew Schwartz without a goal this year.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable what Rose Holman has done. A 25-player freshman class. It's the largest freshman class in program history, and they've scored 16 of 20 goals now, 18 of 22 in this season. So they just have an unbelievable group of talented young players who have come in and made a great impact.
We are presented by Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. As a prestige healthcare company, Passion to Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. Call us today at 317-537-1811. Into Kedzire. Salinas falls down, and now a chance the other way for Mount St. Joseph. It's Garland. And he'll work back. Not enough men coming forward in transition.
That's the thing about the turf field. It can be slippy out there. We've seen a couple slips from both sides.
Willis Johnson can't get there. Toss now. Hardinson. Right back to him. That's got to hurt.
Yeah. There's a direct pass.
Nearly found Kedzire inside on the through, but well defended by the Lions. And now Kedzire goes down, and a foul is called.
That was a great run, creating a chance there for Rose Holman. Just so much offense. It's unbelievable how much pressure they continue to put on MSJ. And this is how the Mount St. Joseph Lions on the women's side scored their first and only goal. It was from a free kick just outside of the box, so Rose Holman on the men trying to create some of that magic themselves, get 3 on the board.
Yeah, close set piece, Salinas to take it. Hanna just inside the 18-foot box, already with 2 goals on the match.
Just with this, at this distance, I'm not sure how much he's going to be looking at.
5-man wall for the Lions.
So, like, any of those guys could take it with the pass.
And Kangas runs right through it. It's Salinas. And it's in! Oh my goodness. 3-0, what a strike. Julius Salinas.
What a goal. I mean, a triple fake. They had a guy waiting right there to block what they were doing, and right over the wall. Unbelievable design on the free kick. And reaping fantastic rewards. We've talked about parking the bus. I think now is when you park the bus and bring in your freshmen.
Just deception right there. Had almost their own wall to block the wall.
Yeah.
And out comes Kedzire. Carson Maines is in to replace him. And now a couple more subs coming in. Eli Miller, as well as Ryan Shapiro, the two main threats. So I wouldn't call that parking the bus.
No, definitely not. Not parking the bus, keeping the pressure on, but definitely seeing almost like a timeshare of running backs. They're waiting for their big guys to get about half of the game played, and then they're going to bring in their other big hitters. It's just pretty much these two, or Rose-Hulman, using their three big offensive threats in what looks like a timeshare.
So many weapons, can't use them all at the same time.
That's right.
So Hannah and Eldridge are both out with just over 15 to go in the first half, 3-0. For Salinas, that's his first goal of the season. Had been helping out his teammates, 4 assists, but does it himself there.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Beautiful goal. And he leads in assists as well. He's been fantastic, but that time took it himself.
And something I wanted to point out with Rose-Hulman, which is very different offensively to Mount St. Joseph, is that Rose-Hulman, 22 goals, now 25 with 3 today, and 23 assists coming into the game, so more assists than goals scored. So that essentially is nearly every goal has had an assist to go with. That's team ball. Where on the other side, Mount St. Joseph, their 22 goals, just 9 assists. So more solo efforts, not to say one is better than the other, but what's going to be more effective in this match and moving forward?
It's hard to say. I mean, Rose-Hulman, they're so put together right now. Looks like everything is working for them, offense, defense, but the assists are crucial, especially when you have a type of team like this. A lot of height, a lot of experience, and we've already seen a couple of those headers go through for Cameron Hanna, sitting at 6'1". They haven't even brought in their biggest threat in Will Bell at 6'5". So I think the assists are going to play a huge role.
Well, another foul, another set-piece chance for Julius Salinas. And he'll take this one without a wall in front of him. Over to Hardinson on the near side, straight off the face, it looked like, of Eric Slavy. And a throw-in. Throw in for Mount St. Joseph in their own defensive third. Taken away, Peter Jacob. There's Shapiro. It's his first touch. Trying to get it in, but taken away for the moment by Mount St. Joseph. That is until Borger is there. And now a true battle for the ball. Mount St. Joseph comes away. And they'll work to the new substitution. That is Jason Hale. RHIT.TV is sponsored by Make a Difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org. Add directing your donation to a specific school or hit the donate button. More games, more opportunity for our kids. IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat. So throw in now for Mount St. Joseph. This is nearly the farthest they've gotten in Rose-Hulman territory. Nofre back. Defensive line, Michael Smith. Willis Johnson. Michael Smith. And Rose-Hulman forces another turnover.
And it's just those misplaced passes from the defensive line. There's been so many of them.
Long ball looking for Eli Miller, but nicely done by Aaron Smith to go get that one.
There are different things that might catch you off guard. For the most part, they sort of do this in the deliver that, looking way possible.
Taken away by Carson Maines. Inside the 18, crossover. And a strike. Ryan Shapiro, but too tall over the crossbar.
It was a great look for Shapiro. That's what he's taken advantage of this season, right in front of the net. Just couldn't bring it down. But a great look for him. Rose-Hulman continues to push. So impressed with their unrelenting offense here today.
And defensively, they've been relentless as well. Continue to pressure, make it difficult on Mount St. Joseph. Another chance. Eli Miller. That's a strike. Off the top of the crossbar and out. Nearly another freshman score.
Wow. They are firing off of all cylinders, and we're really getting a look now, or just in general, at how well these freshmen have come in and made an impact. I mean, Rose-Hulman, they had a great last season. They were third in the HCAC, only losing 2 matches. They actually won the conference tournament after the regular season had finished, but they were missing the firepower that they have now with these young freshman goal scorers. And it's not easy coming in immediately in the fall with a new team, creating that type of camaraderie and making your teammates trust you. So these freshmen, man, they have some real star power.
You got to give credit to Coach Sean Hallowell, the culture that he's built. 198, 74, and 42 all-time record within the Heartland Conference. He's 137, 20, and 19, just 20 losses. Eli Miller has it. Inside the box, another chance. And off the leg of a Mount St. Joseph defender. That's going to stay in for now, and now it's out. A corner kick coming.
And Hallowell, he's got 9 regular season conference championships, 6 NCAA tournament appearances. Looks like they could be on their road to another one of those. And then a 2013 NCAA Sweet 16 appearance. He knows how to win, and he knows how to lead a team through an NCAA run.
And his wife, Amy Hallowell, a pretty impressive team as well.
That's right.
That's a solid pair. Salinas inside, header misses, and now a shot. Ryan Shapiro, too tall again. 8:25 to go in this first half. 3-0 Rose-Hulman. They've dominated not just the scoreboard, but also the opportunities. 11 shots to no shots for Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable number. I mean, 11 shots, you're happy to get that in a game, but a half? That is unbelievable. Their offense is so impressive.
Carson Maines, another turnover. He'll cross this one in. Tapped out by Aaron Smith. And for now, Mount St. Joseph avoids further turmoil. A throw-in on the far side for the Fighting Engineers. Martinez-Velez trying to work the other way. And on the part of Mount St. Joseph, it feels like even when they do regain possession, it's just a couple touches and they lose it again.
Yeah, that's exactly right, especially as they start creeping up into the midfield. Rose-Hulman is such a strong team when it comes to that midfield defense, but right now they're doing a good job of keeping their passes short and sweet.
Your chance here, Martinez-Velez working on the near side. Cross in off the body of Borger and a corner kick for the Lions.
Good chance here, really their first opportunity to get a shot on target. And they're going to really have to take advantage. You're down 3. You've got to win if you want to make it into the postseason. So it is pedal to the metal. They are going to keep pressing, and it looks like Martinez-Velez is going to take it.
He does. It's struck low. And Rose-Hulman, Carson Maines is going to take it out, and they'll work back over, but a turnover. It's Austin Tibbs.
Nice, good pushback in there.
A battle for it in the Rose-Hulman third. And now sailed way over the head. Ryan Shapiro trying to get it, cannot. Backing him up, though, is Kangas. Kangas still going all by himself. And back to Shapiro, they'll slow it down.
Slow down a little bit. Good.
Shapiro all the way across. Hardinson
Good. Zoom out a
stretching the field.
little. Zoom out a little. Zoom out a little. There you go.
Hardinson into the middle. And a header takes the ball out for now. Salinas trying to gain it back. Nafre. Tough ask, and he loses it. No foul. He's asking for one. Kangas, you hear his teammates saying, have one, rip one.
Yeah. They wanted that shot from distance in stride, but just a little too hard of a touch. He couldn't do it.
Let the freshman take it. It's already been 2 of the 3 goals by freshmen, both Cameron Hanna, the other Salinas, the graduate student. Martinez-Velez back toward the middle. And Michael Smith has it. We are proudly sponsored by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us. Call us today, 317-396-1023. Chance now for Mount St. Joseph. Martinez-Velez, a strong strike on a bounce. But the first chance for John Biederstedt, he handles it smoothly.
And a standing ovation from the crowd. Some friends and fans, I'm sure, cheering on Biederstedt. He has been fantastic this season. 2-time HCAC Player of the Week. Got a goal allowed average under 1. Only 12 goals allowed. Started 13 of these 15 contests. He has been so impressive.
An impeccable .813 save percentage. Chance there for Shapiro, again, too tall.
And third in Rose-Hulman men's soccer history with 25 wins back in goal.
Just 12 goals allowed this year. That's minuscule. But now Mount St. Joseph is in the shots column. They have won, trailing 12-1 there, 3-0 on the scoreboard. Ball in and a turnover. Shapiro has it. Space. Shot. It's in! Ryan Shapiro, agility, virility. It's 4-0.
They just continue to pressure. It's so impressive, not giving up. And Shapiro said, I want to get involved a little bit. A great individual effort, going near side and making it so hard on Aaron Smith. He could not get there. Rose-Hulman cruising to a victory and an HCAC regular season title.
So they've nearly put this out of reach, or you could say it's already out of reach.
Getting there.
With 3 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this first half. Again, Rose-Hulman with possession. And a nice run by Kangas. And there's Manis in the middle. Defender falls down. Now Hardinstead. It's in! Another one. Harderson. 5-0. The senior on senior night.
Couldn't write a better script. The senior on senior day getting his goal. And again, the individual effort so impressive. Goes right in front and over the keeper. Not even trying to go around him, just goes right through him.
Just too close, too much power. And you're right, it's more of a day than night. So Graham, now with Mount St. Joseph trailing 5-0, what does this game become for them? Is it more of a learning game? Is it a building for next year type of game?
Yeah, it's going to be what can they do with the position they're in? Can they bring in younger players? Can they get them some good in-game experience while Rose-Hulman is still pressing hard? Because clearly they're not going to let up. They're not going to park the bus. So for MSJ, they're now in the mode of can they build positive momentum towards their next contest, and can they do something with it?
Andre Wright trying to find Eric Slavy. Cannot, though, and it's rolled out by Biederstedt for Kangas. And here comes Rose-Hulman again, looking downfield for Eli Miller. Can't find him, though. I will say on the Mount St. Joseph side, they have a player in Luis Martinez-Velez. He's been impressive, the graduate student from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
He has been extremely impressive. I mean, the dribbling skills, the vision, he's clearly one of their studs on this team, but just haven't been able to get him involved enough.
Proudly wears the C on his arm. I believe that's for captain. You see another one over there with Michael Smith, the defender.
Yeah, the armband, famous captain armband.
Long throw in. Shapiro keeps it in, and Michael Smith boots it out of play. We are sponsored by Dynamark. Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
1 minute remaining.
So with under a minute to go in this first half, another corner coming for Rose-Hulman. Salinas to take it. Trying to go up half a dozen. High flying corner, and Eli Miller gets a head on it, but it's wide. Long wait for Aaron Smith, the goalkeeper, as the clock winds under 10 seconds. And now at 5, we look primed for a 5-0 halftime score. Rose-Hulman leads. They have outshot Mount St. Joseph 16-1. 5 goals, 2 from Cameron Hanna, 1 from Elijah Harderson, 1 from Salinas, and another from the freshman. So, Graham, outside of the score and the shot discrepancy, what has gone on in this first half to allow Rose-Hulman this commanding lead?
It has been all Rose-Hulman all the time. The offense has been unbelievable, and the constant pressure. I think Mount St. Joseph has only gotten past the halfway line 2 or 3 times, and that alone should just tell you how unbelievable and relenting the offense has been for Rose-Hulman. After the second goal, we talked about how they could potentially park the bus, but they did not. They kept the pedal to the metal, and it has just been impressive all around for the Fighting Engineers.
And allow me to correct myself. There have been so many goals I couldn't keep track of who scored them. But yes, 2 for Cameron Hanna, 1 for Ryan Shapiro, 1 for Elijah Harderson, and 1 for Julius Salinas. That's the 5. And, you know, Graham, on the Mount St. Joseph side, this can be demoralizing. You're trailing 5-0. They've had a very rough season. They've been blown out from time to time. Their last game, they lost 5-1. What do you do in the second half to say, well, we're down 5-0, but we want to play a strong second half?
It's tough. You've got to turn a bad situation into a good one, you know, and that's never an easy thing to do, but really just got to regroup and try to buff up and rebuild the midfield. That's really what was struggling in this first half, and that can be through giving your freshmen or giving your underclassmen a chance. Try to put them out there on the pitch and give them some good in-game chances. But big thing is you're just at this point trying to regroup, trying to turn something positive out of this, whether that be score a goal, whether that be get some young guy a good offensive possession or a good defensive stop, or get your keeper involved, your backup keeper. So they just got to do the small things, and that's how they turn this into a positive.
They have 14 minutes to regroup here at halftime. 5-0, Rose-Hulman leads, and we'll return here on RHIT.TV.
Rose Rocketry was founded to put Rose-Hulman on the map for places to go if you're interested in aerospace. Rocketry is a club and a team for anyone interested in any aspect of hobby rocketry, aerospace as a career, or space in general. Rose Rocketry has several different pillars that we try to pursue for all of our members, one of them being the NASA USLI competition. The NASA University Student Launch Initiative is for college students and universities to get experience with high-power rocketry, get experience in creating proposals for NASA. They put us through the same rigorous process as they would all of their contractors. We write proposals, critical design reviews, we write flight readiness reviews, and then we can go and present all of our learnings to the NASA board and they can ask us questions. And having that kind of hands-on experience where you can point to it and say, hey, I want to work at your company. This is what I've done to show that I'm valuable to your company. I've built rockets before. I've written proposals for NASA before. Another part of Rose Rocketry is the research aspect. Because Rose Rocketry's goal is to help students pursue aerospace as a career, we want to try to encourage people in whatever field, in whatever subset of rocketry they are interested in. For example, we have a bunch of students working on what's called Rose Propulsion Laboratory, and we are able to provide them funding, even mentorship. Another aspect would be electric ion propulsion. We have a couple students who are really interested in space propulsion specifically. And then there's also SmallSat. Rose SmallSat has the goal of launching a nanosatellite, which is around this big, into orbit within the next 3 to 5 years. And this is a really ambitious project, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of Rose Rocketry. My favorite thing about Rose Rocketry is how open we are. A lot of our people that are the most active are freshmen. And that's fantastic because now these people are learning hands-on engineering skills before they even learn what engineering is.
It's sort of given me a preview of all the engineering that is to come, and it's sort of put me on the fast track of learning mechanical engineering. Failure modes, effects, and analysis, that's not something you really learn as a freshman in your academics, but learning it in Rose Rocketry means I can apply those concepts to my current classes, which really helps me excel academically and prepares me for future classes. One of the goals I have after graduation is to be part of the aerospace industry. Rose Rocketry has helped me prepare for that goal in learning the design process of the aerospace industry and learning the documentation requirements. And it's also given me the opportunity to step into a lot of design areas and a lot of manufacturing areas that I haven't been exposed to before. And I think Rose Rocketry provides that really collaborative and friendly atmosphere. We really learn to work with each other, especially across multiple majors. What's special about Rose is the ability to really get involved. If you have that initiative, you can pursue it. And I think that's exemplified by how joining this team as a freshman, I was able to be elected the vice president. I was able to make a real difference on the team. That experience is something that you really may not find at other universities.
If there is one thing wrong in your aircraft, you're gonna fail. Finding the right answer and trying again, that's really what dragged me to aerospace. This is a 3D printed airplane which I made over my freshman year at Rose-Hulman that can be radio controlled and flown. I saw other people making amazing stuff on 3D printers, and I thought if I combine that art of 3D printing with engineering, I could make something as complex as an airplane. So I got the idea as a sophomore in high school, and I just tried. I did it. I failed a couple times, but it all changed when I came to Rose-Hulman. I got in touch with Dr. Riley, who is an aerospace and ME professor, who really asked me great questions about the concepts of my design. So pursuing such project as a freshman, it just lets me feel amazing that I have still 3 years to do something much more complex than this, and it will lead me much further.
That I just saw that place relation. Oh, okay.
So my goal is to get involved in space industry and learn about what lies beyond the Earth's horizon. I came across Rose Rocketry. I saw, hey, they're doing some really cool stuff. They're building rockets. I really grew a lot being as part of the team. Last year, through Rose Rocketry, I was able to attend SEDS Space Vision 2022, which was a student conference for people who want to get involved in space. And I was able to go to Washington, D.C. and talk to so many people within the space industry who come together and say, this is what the next goals for space are. Being at Rose, I was able to hone my engineering skills to push myself to get involved in the field further and learn about all these different opportunities. And I don't think I would have really gotten that at a bigger university.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
We're doing things so quickly. A lot of times we know that we need help. So our professors all know us by name.
Basically, everybody knows everybody here.
That one-on-one personal connection you're getting with the faculty, you don't get that a lot of places.
We're not just saying, here, go do this hard project. We are right there with them. We work with them.
The faculty are there for you.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
A good engineer, a good mathematician, a good scientist can identify problems.
But in order to be a great scientist or engineer, you've got to have curiosity and you've got to have creativity, and that's what's going to set you apart.
You can't teach curiosity. You just need to encourage your student to be curious. Curious in anything that they do. Curious so that it brings out the innovations, the new ideas.
Anxious over algebra? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at askrose.org. Confused by chemistry? Call Ask Rose, the free science and math homework helpline. It's free world-class tutoring. Just call, chat, email, or screen share. Learn more at askrose.org.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Welcome back to Rose-Hulman. Just about 2 minutes to go before the second half kicks off. The Fighting Engineers up 5-0 over the Lions of Mount St. Joseph and Graham. I mean, it has been a dominant performance. They've seen strikes from 4 different players, 2 from Cameron Hanna. And how about the first goal by a non-freshman since the 4th game of the season? That was by Julius Salinas.
Yeah, I mean, crazy first half, to say the least, just as far as how much possession Rose-Hulman owned and how they forced so much offense on Mount St. Joseph. It was truly an all-around incredible performance. And like you said, first goal from a non-freshman. That is unreal. 16 of the 20 goals coming into this contest were scored by freshmen. But finally, they got a non-freshman on the board in Salinas. I believe was it his first goal of his career as a senior?
That was Hardinson.
Hardinson,
who
that's
got
right.
his first goal of his career. And, I mean, that's really impressive. As a senior on senior night, that's got a senior day, as you wisely said. That's got to feel real good for Elijah Hardinson. And, I mean, the freshmen, they live off their freshmen, but for a senior to do it on senior night, that's got to feel good regardless of score, regardless of opponent. And now the second half set to kick off. A couple changes at goalkeeper. Jose Ramirez in for the Lions. He's between the posts, and for Rose-Hulman, they go to Michael Trin. And that's kind of what we were talking about, where they start with the goalkeepers, but I expect other players to get involved in a 5-0 game for both sides. Let's see what everyone else has got. See what we can build on in the coming years for Rose-Hulman, and maybe as Mount St. Joseph is trying to jumpstart their team, what they have, first-year head coach Anthony Clark is trying to improve upon, well, it's been a dark past. Last year, real difficult, and he's already improved, already better this year than they were last.
Yeah, last season they had a tough year, only one conference win. They were dead last in the HCAC. This season only 2, but overall much better performance. 4 wins on the season compared to 2 that they had last year. So Anthony Clark has done a good job of making an impact, trying to change the narrative here at Mount St. Joseph and try to create some positivity.
Nicely grabbed there by Ramirez. And Jose Ramirez is a fairly common name, but every time I hear it, I think of the Indians, the Cleveland Guardians, Jose Ramirez.
Sure.
underrated player. Evan Lipsky is in for Rose Holman. You see him in number 30. Has been productive, a goal, 3 assists. Trying to work along the near sideline, and now Mount St. Joseph back with it. Nathaniel Newth and Michael Smith work the back line. We saw them do this at the start of the first half, but maybe the game is out of reach. They're just trying to work on what they fundamentally want to do, but you would expect a little more urgency, a little more action on that part of the Lions, Graham.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough at this point. You're 5 goals down. Rose Holman, they've been so solid. You're likely not going to get those 5 back. So I think that they're just taking the strategy now of taking their time, trying to build up their offense, do what they couldn't do in the first half, and execute their game plan coming into this contest. So just looks like they're taking a different strategy. They're not really going to press and try to get all 5 back. They're just going to try for the first, see if that could lead to a second, and then go from there, but not moving with too much urgency. You're right.
A miscommunication there. Mohit Nafre raising his hand, saying it's on me, and a throw in for Rose Holman. Ball over the middle. There's Shapiro. He's found Lipsky. Lipsky, a shot. Off the post, deflected. Nearly an own goal off one of the defenders at Mount St. Joseph. That was Nathaniel Newth. Bit of a misstrike from Lipsky, but luckily for the Lions, they're able to avoid falling down 6-0.
Yeah, it was a beautiful run by Lipsky down this near side. Couldn't tell if it was just a misstrike shot or if he was trying to get it back to Shapiro, which, if that was the case, very unselfish ball. Gotta applaud him for that, but could have definitely gotten a better strike and gone straight at the net.
Sometimes too unselfish is detrimental, though. He had a very clean shot.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Opted, if he did opt to pass, decided not to take it. Carson Maines had a nice first half. He's with it. Nice ball into Hardinson.
Good. Good zoom out. Good zoom out. Nice shot. Stay with it. Zoom out.
Tell you what, it's a scary sight when Rose Holman looks that comfortable and confident that they can pull out those dribbling and passing skills. They have owned this game from the beginning and are so cool, calm, and collected.
There's Shapiro. Nice ball. Over to Lipsky. Lipsky working with Shapiro on the near side. Cross in. Very high and over the head of Maines. He'll work back out to Hardinson. Now they go back, and it's defended well by Garland. But now Chance Salinas. It's wide right. RHIT.TV is sponsored by Officially Human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we can't play. Corner coming, Rose Holman. High ball, and a nice chance there. Aiden Creek, but couldn't finish.
It was a very nice header, just a little too much air underneath it, and a great cross. That outbending ball just couldn't quite bring it down. But again, Rose Holman still putting the pedal to the metal, wanting to get to that half dozen.
The fray with space. Can't quite find Budke. Tried the through ball, and now Rose Holman in transition. Mains. There's Ryan Shapiro. And offsides. He'll come back.
It was a great pass, nevertheless, from Manis. I mean, to get that turn and get it through, that is so impressive. The ball was well behind him, and he still could not get it on sides. But a great, great effort.
Budke dispossessed. Now Salinas. Shapiro. Clean shot. Off the hands of Martinez, and he's able to corral a strong shot and a better play by Jose Martinez.
It was a great strike, just right at the keeper. Good opportunity, though.
Jose Ramirez back to Nathaniel Newth. And that's out of play for a throw right at the center line. Creek, long throw over the head of Eli Miller. He'll try to track it down, cannot. And now Michael Smith will boot it, trying for the clearance.
Beautiful touch from Lipsky on that 50-50 ball.
Trying to get it into Shapiro again. Miller keeping the ball in the air with his head. And Mains unable to get to it. Off a Mount St. Joseph defender, and it's a corner. Salinas, he's taken a lot of them today.
He has, and for good reason. He puts him on the money. Seems like he can basically place it wherever he wants. But last one, a little too much air underneath it, probably going to bring it down.
It's a nice ball. Creek, another shot, and it's off the hands. Jose Ramirez able to get there. Well defended. Great chance for Creek. And Ramirez looking sharp between the posts.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It was upper 90, that header. And he was able to just get a glove on it, punch it right over, and honestly keep it in play.
Ryan Shapiro working, one man to beat. Now we'll slow down. Shapiro, a strike. It's wide. It'll be a goal kick. Take another look at that corner.
And going right upper 90, and he just punches it right away. Such a good header. But Ramirez, better defending.
Graham, we mentioned in the first half how many different parts of the country the Rose Holman team is from. It's a different story for Mount St. Joseph. Just 4 states comprise everyone on the team. However, 3 different countries, as they have players from Ghana, Agumang from Ghana. We mentioned Martinez Velez a good bit from Puerto Rico, and Mohit Nafray from England.
Wow. There you go. I'm looking at the roster. I see a lot of Ohios.
A lot of Cincinnati.
A lot of
Cincinnati. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because with all the Cincinnati you'd expect, and it makes sense, a lot of them went to the same high school. And so a lot of familiarity on the team. There's actually 10 players that knew a teammate, went to school with another player in high school prior to coming to Mount St. Joseph.
Wow.
Over a third of the team.
Oh, I wonder how many of them were rivals in high school, now having to cooperate with one another.
And interestingly, on the Rose Holman side, while nearly everyone is from different parts of the country, there are 2 players from the same high school and same city, League City, in Texas. The high school is called Clear Springs. Evan Lipsky, who we've seen a lot of this half, and Alejandro Quintanilla. who we have yet to see. So even when the team is as spread out as Rose-Hulman is, they're still we're able to find two prospects from the same city, same high school, and nearly a disastrous misplay from Michael Trin in goal. Missed the kick, but his defense able to recover. Nearly disaster, but up 5-0, the disaster would have been minimal, yet still embarrassing.
Yeah, it was nearly a great opportunity for Mount St. Joseph, or it was, but they just couldn't capitalize. Trin was well out of goal, just got a little bit too eager to kick that ball out. But Rose-Hulman, they've got a good defense, we know that, and they were able to recover and make sure that one didn't get through.
Michael Trin, this is his third game. He started the other two that he's been a part of, has allowed 2 goals, has only faced 11 shots, a .714 save percentage. So pretty solid in his limited opportunity. Long throw in for Rose-Hulman. They have not stopped their aggression, although have yet to score in the second half.
And when you're up by this much, that's kind of all you're really trying to do is make sure that ball does not spend too much time in your defensive half, but don't push too hard to score, because then that opens you up for a counterattack. So they're just passing around in the midfield, trying to create something, and if it rears its head that they can get a shot on target, then they'll take it.
Lipsky working with Shapiro. He's had a couple chances. Lipsky cutting in. A shot on target and well defended. Jose Ramirez is there. RHIT is sponsored by IndianaSRN Sports Page. Wall-to-wall sports news every day. High school, college, pro sports. We have it all. Check it out, IndianaSRN.org, and click on the Sports Page tab. Stay informed with IndianaSRN Sports Page. Throw in on the far side for Mount St. Joseph. And taken away. Salinas with a head of steam. Salinas into the box. Shapiro tried a one-touch, couldn't get it. Now recovers and will slow down. Back into the middle. Eli Miller, too high for him. And how about that clearance? I mean, my goodness. Nathaniel Newth just punted that.
Yeah. A little frustration behind that one maybe. Give it a little extra oomph. But a great look there from Shapiro. Just couldn't quite make contact on the one-hit try, like you mentioned. But they're still creating so many chances.
How about that ball movement? Lipsky. Green grass in front of him. Into the middle, Eli Miller. Michael Smith has had a good day in the back line for Mount St. Joseph. Takes away the threat momentarily, but Lipsky back into the middle. Rose-Hulman possesses. Too far for Hardinson. And Willis Johnson is able to regain it for the Lions. They work in their own defensive third. Very crowded back there.
And that's the issue. That's what created so many chances for Rose-Hulman, was it was so crammed. They couldn't spread out. And so when they tried to advance the ball, it would either be a tough pass to make or it would be a miscue. And so Rose-Hulman was able to take advantage of that, like they almost did here. Again, just the short passes, they've got to be either correctly timed or in the right spot, and they just haven't been for Mount St. Joseph.
The pressure has been too much to handle for the Lions. Throw in here, it's Garland. On the round, Budke can't handle. Salinas again between the legs, but Miller can't get it to Shapiro. Lipsky, there's Miller. He's going to have a shot. Miller up and over. Oh. Eli Miller nearly got in the scoring column, but over not only Jose Ramirez, but the crossbar.
That was a beautiful opportunity. Use the outside of his boot, but just a little too much air underneath it. Such a good chance and such a good strike, but Eli Miller unable to find the back of the net.
Garland picked off. Manis. Another shot for Miller. Spin move, Eli Miller. They've been so close this second half trying to pour it on, but you got to give credit to Mount St. Joseph for not stopping, for staying strong defensively and not giving in despite being down 5-0.
Yeah, it's been really impressive. They're continuing to go even after each blow that has been handed to them. And they just clearly trying to find the positive out of this contest, even though they've really been on the back foot since the beginning.
And I think a positive can be the effort.
Yeah.
It can be the effort. It can be that we're building something here that, although it may not look pretty in the win-loss this season, will improve from season to season. Chance here, Mount St. Joseph deflected off a defender. That's going the other way. Penalty on the Lions. Best chance of not only this half, but possibly the entire match right there.
Terminology-wise, just call it a foul. Penalties are specifically something different. All good, no worries. Yeah, I'm just make sure we talk just nuts. Yep, good.
There's Shapiro. It's off Ramirez. And Michael Smith will boot it out of play. It's a throw-in. And how about this line change coming in? Well, we previewed this for some of the first half and part of the second. We said that there'd be a point in this game that they would want to get some of the guys that don't get a ton of opportunities in this game. They're up 5-0, 26 minutes to go in the second half. They decide now is the time, Graham.
Now is the time. A mix of freshmen and seniors coming into the game. It's just things you love to see on senior day here at Rose-Hulman.
Oliver Fila is one of the many men that have come in. Cross into the middle. Nafre with pressure. Lipsky is still in there. That's pretty notable. Fila applying pressure. And you can bet, Graham, that these guys that come in, they don't play a whole lot. Despite the score, they're trying to prove something themselves. They have a lot to play for.
They do. They do have a lot to play for. And they're trying to go get it. I mean, no reason to stop and take your foot off the gas. Keep it down. You've got something to work your way towards. I mean, they're doing it.
Their effort level probably does not make this any easier for Mount St. Joseph.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, Rose-Hulman, they've had such a great season, backing up another great season from last year. They really want that regular season crown. And MSJ, they have seriously had their hands full.
Trying to get it to Nafre. Well defended. It's Nick Phillips along that far sideline and a throw-in for Rose-Hulman. A shot in each half for Mount St. Joseph. 2 in the game. Rose-Hulman, on the other hand, 21 of them. 5 have found the back of the net. Lipsky, it's too long. We're sponsored by Make a Difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org. Add directing your donation to a specific school or hit the donate button. More games, more opportunity for our kids. Indiana SRN. where you always have a front row seat. And something to note, Sean Hellawell, this is a coaching opportunity for these guys that don't play a whole lot. He's coaching them up saying, talk with Evan, communicate. And now Luis Martinez-Velez down the other side. He'll throw it in. And that effort from Lipsky is really impressive.
Yeah, it's really telling of just how much this team cares and how badly they want to win, every single one of them, not just one player.
Danish Vabu, 41, midfielder in the middle of your screen. He's been controlling. And now Fila and Lipsky work on the near side. Trying to add one to the tally. Into the middle. Jimmy Hall's a senior. Shot from Gabe Kruer. It's 6-0. First goal of the second half for Rose-Hulman. Gabe Kruer, a senior. How about that? No goals for non-freshmen since the 4th game of the season. Now that's the 3rd of this game.
And just again, good positioning. MSJ, they didn't have the numbers they needed in front of Kruer. And he just put a fantastic strike on that upper corner. Rose-Hulman has had everything going their way since the very beginning of the contest. And this has been a convincing win here in Terre Haute.
Push in on the far side. Doesn't have to be all the way in, but just like enough that we're looking at like ball carrier and 3 to 4 other people ball carrier and 7. So again, push in here.
Little slip there. Ganesh Vabu. Rose-Hulman, they don't stop. The pressure continues. They continue to dispossess Mount St. Joseph. Try to tack on even more.
Watch your tilt, watch your tilt. There you go. Zoom out a little, zoom out a little.
And now Nuth will try to start something for the Lions. Jimmy Hall trying to get it. Kruer again. He'll have a shot. Kruer on the ground. Nicely stopped. Jose Ramirez. He's had a half gram.
He has, and that was great using the boots.
Jose Ramirez able to corral another shot. It was Fila. Even if he hasn't been able to corral on the first attempt, he's been quick to regather. And with Aaron Smith having a rough first half, Aaron Smith, a junior. Jose Ramirez is just a freshman. And so if this is the performance, I know in one half of a 5-0, 6-0 game against Rose-Hulman, it's definitely something for Mount St. Joseph to see a positive in and build towards for seasons to come. Hey, we have a guy here in Ramirez that can play between the posts.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent, and he's showing it off. Got some clear knowledge of the game, can get back to a bounce backer if he doesn't necessarily reel in the first try. He's shown a lot of poise, that's for sure.
Bounce backers are definitely more fun to say. Good adjustment. Watch your tilt.
We're under 20 to go in the second half. Valentine. There's Lipsky. He's everywhere.
He is. That was a beautiful close. Just getting to that ball first, putting it out. Not only gives you a good chance like they just did to win a 50-50 ball, but wastes time too.
Danish Vabu has been pushing the pace. And a foul called It was against Mount St. Joseph. Crewer was taken down. RHIT.TV is sponsored by Make a Difference. Help us put more student athletes on TV by logging on to IndianaSRN.org. Also sponsored by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow. 317-894-7000.
Jimmy 22. Push on him, see where he's going to throw. No turn! No turn! Good, keep him there.
And just listen to the communication from Rose Holman. They're so vocal, so active. Even with the second unit, if you will, making sure everyone knows their responsibilities. Clearly something that's coached up, an aspect of a superior team.
Yeah, they're very mature, very clear that head coach Sean Hellowell has done a great job of just managing expectations. You know, it's talked right now a lot about, especially in the world of football, with Kurt Cignetti coming in, just doing the simple things well. And it seems like Hellowell really emphasizes that. The communication, the short, small passes, getting to your spots. That's exactly what a soccer team, almost said football team, which would have technically been correct, but a soccer team, that's what they need to do to be their best and to be in good spots. And this Rose Holman team, man, they do those things so well. The small things go so far.
Well, you mentioned Kurt Cignetti. His first year as the head football coach at Indiana, and completely has turned the team around. They won again today. They're now 8-0.
Yeah.
But when a first-year coach, it's so hard to change a program that was so unsuccessful prior. With Mount St. Joseph, Anthony Clark in a similar spot. They struggled so mightily last year and historically. And now he's tasked with completely revamping this team. Not the same success as Kurt Cignetti, but it's hard for anyone to do that, but still a step in the right direction this year. How do you see them continuing to improve?
Well, it's definitely hard to pull a Kurt Cignetti, that's for sure. That's one in a million. But I think Mount St. Joseph, they've shown a lot of signs of good heart and good bases to build off of. They've got a great foundation. It's just, again, it's been the little things that have been a little off. They've been a little bit weak in their communication. They haven't made those short, easy passes. But there's clearly a lot of potential with this group. Some fantastic individual play from players like Luis Martinez-Velez, who's going to continue to bring in more and more talent. So I think the only way from here is up for Mount St. Joseph. And it's tough, like you said. They haven't been in the top half of the table since 2016.
Crewer, Lipsky goes back over the middle. Crewer again. A fight for it, and Mount St. Joseph comes out on top. They'll send it out toward midfield, a throw-in for Rose Holman.
This was always going to be a hard two last matches for Mount St. Joseph. They're playing, obviously, right now against Rose Holman, but then they've got to go down to Transylvania to play Transy, who's currently third in the HCAC. So it was possible for them to get into the conference championship, but always going to be such a tough task. They've got such a hard remaining schedule, but they're just, again, looking for the little things to go right.
A fight for it. And a foul called. Nearly another goal. Crewer was right next to the far post. Tried to squeak it in there. Instead, it'll be a goal kick. Jose Ramirez. Graham, you mentioned Mount St. Joseph against Transylvania in their next match. For Rose Holman, they finish off in what is going to be rendered an insignificant game against Manchester. In that game, you think we'll see more of the second half with some substitutions. Another one finds the back of the net. How about Jimmy Hall on senior day? It's 7-0.
And the bench and crowd loving it. Those are things you love to see on senior day. What a great strike, placing it right in that lower left-hand corner. Beautiful strike from the senior. Jimmy Hall getting involved here.
And the bench loves it. That's the most vocal, that's the most energy we've seen from the bench for anyone that's scored. And the thing is, Jimmy Hall, he was celebrated prior to the game on senior day, had a huge celebration, and he was one of the louder applauses you could hear. And it's because there's so much respect for him. A senior, his first goal of the season, certainly a hard worker, someone that pushes his teammates, and now has rewarded himself with a goal. How could the seniors not score on senior day?
That's the better question. How could they not get one through? Yeah, and a season dominated by the freshmen. Senior day has been appropriately dominated by the seniors. After the start, at least.
After the freshmen set the tone.
After the
they
freshmen
let the
set the
seniors
tone.
get their fair share.
That's exactly right. That's good teammates. That's really shows the good coaching on Rose Holman, letting the seniors come in and get their taste.
Sometimes it's the other way around. Usually it's the other way around. The seniors setting the tone for the freshmen, warming up the plate for them.
Yeah.
Today it's the other way. For the season for Rose Holman, it's been the other way around. Offsides. And now Mount St. Joseph moving a little with more pace. But in a 7-0 hole, it's just, like we've mentioned, finding positives, finding things to take away into the next match, into the next season. Another turnover.
Good. Net.
Fila, does he keep it in? Jimmy Hall?
Still in. Good.
And booted away. Michael Smith.
Great job framing the net. How many more reads we got? All right.
We are sponsored by Aspen Creek Grill. Why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for amazing fresh food and servers that genuinely care about service, you've got to try Aspen Creek Grill.
And then let's get one at 8 and one at 8 minutes and one at 4 minutes.
Very patient. I'm back.
Push in.
Clock continues to dwindle. Just over 11 minutes remaining. Rose Holman trying to seal out what is currently a 7-0 lead. With a win, they would outright win the regular season Heartland Conference. They would have been guaranteed the first seed and home field advantage with a tie. They do even better. They clinch the regular season title and now make basically a 2-game bye for themselves, as the game against Manchester on Tuesday is insignificant.
And it's one of 2 dominant Rose Holman performances that we've seen today. The football team earlier winning 52-10.
How about that?
Unbelievable.
And how about the individual, the rushing performance? Jay Smith, school record for rushing yards in a game, 252. 5 touchdowns on the ground. I mean, it's been a day for Rose Holman.
It has.
Push in a little. Push.
Cross over the middle. Lipsky's there to scoop it up. He'll take a shot. That one's one of the more wild ones we've seen. Not only over the net, but over the screen behind it.
A little too strong.
And now Lipsky will take a seat as William Wittich is in.
Big round of applause for Wittich.
Jimmy Hall. He scored the 6th goal for Rose-Hulman. Back and through, Jose Ramirez. It was out prior, though. It's a corner kick.
Another opportunity for Rose-Hulman. I mean, they haven't quit. I keep expecting after every goal, I expected them to start parking the bus. And there's never an opportunity they never sprung on the opportunity to do so. They've continued to pressure. They want to keep adding those goals on. They want to get as many seniors goals as possible. And they got another chance.
Cross in from Fila. Up in the air. Agumang pushes it out wide. Jimmy Hall. He's been the leader of the second group. Turns inside, but loses it after it's poked away by Valentine. Another corner coming.
Over top of SRN polo.
Feel of the corner. Headed up, saved by Agumang. Nice play there. And now Martinez Velez tries to work through a couple. Rose-Hulman. But instead, it's the Fighting Engineers who have it again.
It's just the pressure is unbelievable. Every time Mount St. Joseph tries to get it across the halfway line, Rose-Hulman is right back on the ball. They just have not stopped putting pressure on.
We're sponsored by Clean Slate. Find your future in the cloud. We're a technology consulting firm specializing in custom-built modern applications and products that deliver greater agility, faster speed to innovation, and the resiliency to handle whatever the future throws your way. Call us today, 866-885-3249. Rose-Hulman sitting one shot away from reaching the 30 mark. Out shooting Mount St. Joseph 29-2. 6:40 to go in the second half. 7-0 lead. They've dominated. 5 of those goals came in the first half. A couple stragglers in the second. And now Ganesh Vabu, he's making a run, a shot. It's wild, it's high. But a good effort there, and a goal kick coming. And now it looks like Mount St. Joseph has thrown in the towel. Martinez Velez is out. Logan Westerbeck is in. Giving some other guys a chance.
Yeah, great day from Martinez Velez. He's got so much skill, so much talent. The grad student from Puerto Rico. Made a great impact, but just couldn't get one through.
Rylan Watson, the freshman defender, making a little run there. A throw-in off the chest of Kruer. And Ganesh Vabu, he's got a shot. We'll take it back. Send it out. And cleared by the Lions.
Vabu has some serious speed. He's been using it beautifully, creating good chances for his team. Just can't get enough space to square one or get it through.
Fila, nice ball. There's Kruer. Inside the 18, Kruer. He's dispossessed. Good effort play by Kruer, though. The ball will go to Mount St. Joseph. Under 5 to go. RHIT.TV is sponsored by Wheeler Mission. For over 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Can you volunteer today? 317-686-6239. Fila, really hard tackle there from Benner. No call. We're playing on, and Fila is slow to get up. Still not up. And now finally on his feet. It has gotten physical late here.
It has. Some frustration from MSJ's side, definitely, and Rose Holman just continuing to play hard. Don't want to slow down by any means. But a big collision. Glad that both players on both sides got up cleanly after that hard tackle.
And Graham, let me ask you, how much does a goal here for Mount St. Joseph not change the game, but change how they view the ending portion of this game?
It would definitely leave a good taste in their mouths after a tough day of soccer. I don't necessarily know if they'll be able to penetrate the incredible defense of Rose Holman, but if they were able to, it definitely would leave them with higher spirits than if they were unable to get through. It's just been such a tough day. Rose Holman has been nearly perfect in every aspect.
And with that latest shot from Ganesh Vabu, that is the 30 mark. So they've now shot it 30 times. It's just a testament to their defense, their offense, and the lack of defense from Mount St. Joseph.
Good look. Tilt up. Stay with it. Nice job. 1 minute remaining.
Now under a minute. Rose Holman, 45 seconds from a Heartland Conference regular season championship. They've dominated from start to finish. And have been relentless, even in the latter portion of this game, have not conceded anything to Mount St. Joseph. have kept the pressure on offensively. Now under 10 seconds. Ball just booted downfield.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do it. The Rose-Hulman Fightin' Engineers are the Heartland Conference regular season championships. They will be guaranteed the #1 seed and home field advantage in the Heartland Conference tournament. And so, Graham, I mean, what else can you say? It was just dominant start to finish for Rose-Hulman, and they proved to be a difficult opponent for anyone when the tournament does kick off.
Yeah, this is a really impressive performance. They showed all their stuff. The defense was good, the offense was good, and just every single aspect of the game, they were firing off on all cylinders. And yeah, that's a real shout to the rest of the conference that they're ready for the tournament.
30 shots for Rose-Hulman, just 2 for Mount St. Joseph. Hey, there we go.
Happy birthday, Sam
Happy
Cinder.
Birthday. That is awesome.
Happy late birthday to Chuck Levine, our
That's
producer.
Right. I will hope to have a great year. Thank you, Chuck. Chuck, our producer, Chuck Levine, David Moore on cams, Graham Nash to my right. It's been an awesome day. We saw Mount St. Joseph take the first of this doubleheader in the women's match, a much more competitive one. And now Rose-Hulman dominates in the men's duel 7-0. That will do it once again. For David Moore on cams, Chuck Levine, our producer, Graham Nash, my partner, I am Sam Cinder. A win for Rose-Hulman here, 7-0.